welcome back to Bel Anne Craft Studio. I am in the middle of prepping for market, and again, it's a work with me day, and I'm going to bring you along. I hope you are all doing well. So what I'm doing here is I have, see, the way I have everything set up, it's just easier for you to see my work surface and what I'm doing. On my right hand, I have my sublimation press. I am sublimating fabric, okay? Lots of fabric. And I have a pile setting right off to my side. As you can hear, I have my Cricut Maker 3 working for me over here to my left. And I will quickly show you what I'm doing here so you can kind of get a clear understanding of everything. These are the lumberjack plaids that I have. And the design I got from Creative Fabrica 2, 3, 4 years ago. And I've had them, but I just didn't know what to use them with. And I thought, now that I'm doing my own fabric and I'm sublimating my own fabric for key fobs, for coin purses, keychain wallets, the whole lot, I thought, why not use those? And that's what I'm going to do here, or have been doing here. And I don't know, like I said, it had been some years before. I mean, maybe 3 or 4, something like that. I'll say 3 to be safe. But I don't remember the designer or the person I got it from. But yet, you can put them into Canva and change the colors to the specifications that you like. And so I'll show you quickly what I'm doing. This little piece here is for when I have it on my ironing board. Then I can take my heat and bond, I can measure it to size, and I cut them approximately 8.5 inch by 14. That's the converted sublimation printer that I have. I have an EcoTank. Actually, I got 2. Thanks to my daughter, I had my 2400, my ET 2400, and I had no idea. I'm learning as I go. I don't know everything. But thanks to my sweet daughter that knows more about this than I do, how she told me the filter and get it all fixed. Long story short, now, and I thought it was broken. I went to go buy another one. It was a 2803. I went ahead and converted that. It was a brand new printer. Don't mix your inks, people, if you do that. You want it to be a clean, fresh out the box. Sublimation in it works fine. But you got to print something daily. Long story short, she helped me with that, and now I got 2. So I've been printing lots of fabric. Lots of fabric. Oh, so many fabrics. And these will be key fobs, they'll be coin purses, they'll be keychain wallets, AirPod cases, you name it, I'm going to use it. Even use several of these, and I'm going to bring you along for the process. I'm going to be using several of these to sew them together, to use them as go-to bags. All kinds of things. So just hang in there with me. And then I'll lay this because it's sublimated, and I showed it to you before. This one has the Heat and Bond Light. I had Heat and Bond Strong Grip, and I had already had it. I used it. But this is what I'll be using now, and I had a big old box I had purchased off of Amazon. Just love that you can, as a business owner, I can get just about anything I need from Amazon. I don't get everything, but the necessary essentials that I need, and I can get them quick and at a good price. So if you have a business, go ahead and get a business account, not your personal. That will help you tremendously. Okay, so what I do is I lay it on my board, and when it comes off the press, then I'll take it off the parchment paper, off my heat press, and then I'll turn it over because it is sublimated. And usually it's permanent, but what right off the press, it hasn't sat for a minute. So just for security, I just go ahead and iron it on the back, and then I will or have done this, and I'll move this aside here. And then once it is has the heat and bond on it, and what this does gives it a stabilizer. And I like my stuff to look crisp. I don't like loose fabric inside of my bags. I don't like it to where it comes out. It just gives it more opportunity to just wear at the fabric opposed to doing it this way. Okay? So I'm going to be doing a lot of these, and there are just a few of these that I've gotten. These need to be sublimated. Lots of great prints, you guys. And then I got this one. I did this was fun. This one, it was supposed to be camo, but I turned it into a tie-dye effect. So this really turned out really neat. I'll show you that one here in a second. I've got so many prints that I'm just thinking I may go ahead and offer some of these on the Bel Anne Handmade. If that's something you would like to see, let me know in the comment section below. If already sublimated prints, if you would like to have them. And what you can use them in is what you'll see here on my YouTube channel. I'll be uploading a lot of great things on my Patreon. If you have not become a Patreon, go ahead and follow me over there because you'll get a lot of great tips. And if you're trying to think about doing a business or something to that effect, or a little side hustle, if you will, learning what you can learn from those that have already done it is beneficial. I'm going to set this aside, just show you a few. These have the watercolor tie-dye effect. So, and let's see, I've got quite a few, and I usually print 5 at a time. So when I'm ready for them, they are already with the stabilizer. These are great for guys. I know some guys like this. There's nothing wrong with it, but it has the brown. This one I need to press that down just a little bit. And some of these I can see. But to show you these, and I thought this was a black and white, but I can clearly see there's some olive green in this. This is really cute, y'all. To be able to put it into Canva and change the colors on these and make it your own is great. Okay, so just sharing what I'm doing here. Just a brief here, and I've got my Cricut has stopped. This right here is my design. Now these with the plaid, being honest and being transparent, I got them on Creative Fabrica for the design, but a few of them I changed the color on them. But these, everything tie-dye, they are my designs. I did not buy them from anybody. I got these I made these myself. So these are ink blotches slash tie-dye effect. They're gonna be real cute. And so we have these, and this is a tie-dye effect, but it's a watercolor effect on it. It's really cute, y'all. It looks like a painting. And go ahead and put these right here. Here's a green. Okay. I have a lot. I mean, there's a lot. I'm going to be putting a lot of different things on Bel Anne Handmade. The idea is to show one finished product, and then show the color or design where you can pick and choose from. Okay? And these are made to order. Everything on my website are made to order. Okay? So nothing is stored. Nothing is. Here's a tie-dye, a green. Nothing on my website is, I don't have a warehouse to store a whole bunch of stuff. So when you make an order, just know they are made custom to the order that you placed. Okay? They are all made to order. Like I said, when I do a lot of fabrics, I try to get them all the prep stuff, I guess I'm trying to say. Here's one that I did, and there's another green. You can see it kind of smeared there, but that's going to get cut off anyhow. And here's some more green, and the blue, different color blues. And this one, I love this right here, like a watercolor effect, tie-dye / watercolor effect. I love that. I love the artist aspect of it. Okay, I've got more, y'all. I'm telling you, I've been busy. And here's the purple. Trying to get it all prepped. May, I have a market coming up next month, and I know it's April, just the first part of April, but I am trying to get as much done so I can have what I need when you all make, or anyone to that fact, comes and places an order. I don't have to go and do all of the prep stuff and then get it made. The prep stuff, I get that word. The prep part of it will be done. And okay, here's a blue. Okay, and getting them ready for the website, and also for my Bel Anne Craft Studio Etsy shop. Okay, here's a real pretty pink and gray. Here is another one. This one is supposed to be camo / tie-dye. Or if there's anybody who like that kind of stuff, I do. I like the art um, factor of it. Okay. Here's another tie-dye with the watercolor effect into it. Very nice. Okay, that's that. Sorry, guys. I'm going to need to straighten that up. Keep them nice and straight. And going to put these back behind me. And I'll show you quickly the other ones I have. I told you I've been busy. These are the ones that I am putting on the sublimation printer. And these are the ones that need to get the heat and bond on it, the stabilizer. And I've gotten quite a bit. Some of it smeared. That's all right. It'll get cut off. And there'll be some plain. And if you happen to want to make, if anyone happens to want to make a order, they will have that option to the fabric that they want. So this one I kind of did it a rustic cow, kind of a vintagey cow print. I'm working on some other animal prints as well. Okay, so lots of great prints, you guys. This one right here already has the stabilizer on the back. All the little polka dots, hearts. Some of these I've already shown. Gingham. I mean, there's a lot. I've been busy trying to get everything um, done and prepped and ready to go. But to give you a quick look at some of these have little bows on them with little polka dots and little hearts. And I'm working on the little boys and little girls products as well. Okay, I hear my sublimation printer or my sublimation let me put this right here. I get everything together, so I hear my sublimation heat press. I say sublimation, but my heat press. Um, and I'm going to pull it off, and I use parchment paper. I'm going to turn it back on, and I've got some pre-cut fabric that I order in bulk. Okay. I think it's fabric. I'll get the name and I'll put it right here for you, so you can see where I get that. Everything I do, sometimes when I'm in the middle of doing something, I will tend to forget. Fabric wholesale, I think it is, but I get it by the yard and I pre-cut it because I have a 8.5 by 14 that my printers will print. So I'll go ahead and I'll pull one of these and I will put that on my sublimation or my I keep saying sublimation, my heat press. And I am doing it at 400 degrees at 60 seconds, and that is 100% polyester. I did buy poplin and twill. I just made another shipment, order for another shipment of twill. So, and here is the sublimation, sublimated fabric here. And then I'm going to stick this over here to one side because it tells me I've got to get that to where it has the heat and bond on it. And then on to my left, I have I have my Cricut on one side, my heat press on the other, and then I'm working on stuff in between each one. So, um, this one did not cut. I should have not pulled it off. And what I'm trying to do is do die cuts. And what I plan to do with them, they'll have my business logo. So you can see those, and they're stickers. And whenever a person makes an order, they'll get one of these for free. I will put some little freebies in the packages for my customers when they order from me. I do want to let everybody know that right now, currently, on my website, I have bundles where if you order a bathroom bundle or any of the bundles that's on the website, you get free shipping. So go and look at that and see if there's something over there. I'm going to be adding more bundles as I go. Here's another little sticker right here, and just some freebies for people to enjoy, and just to say thank you for shopping with Bel Anne Craft Studio. And I'm in my chair. I turn around. If you've watched any of my other videos, then you know that how my office is set up. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this one. I'll go slow so you can see that's the camo tie-dye that I did. And I'll stick this on the fabric. And then I'm not worried about if it's straight or not. It's going to get cut off. And then I will take some heat tape on all four corners. Thanks for bearing with me. This is how I have to do it, y'all. I don't have a big space. I'm outgrowing everything. And Lord bless, pretty soon I'm looking at purchasing another home. So let's just see how that goes. Okay. Now, I got my Cricut Maker 3. This is a fast machine. I have also a Cricut Explore Air 2, a Cricut Explore Air 3. I gave my little granddaughter that I had a small one, and the very first one, um, I guess you call him the OG of all Cricuts. I gave that to my sweet pumpkin. So she can play with it, and she's like 12, 11, 12. I got 17 grandkids. I can't keep up with them all, y'all. Lord knows I try. Okay, so what I'm going to do, but I gave it to her so she can play with it. She's at that age where she likes to craft, and yeah. So she can play with that, has the cartridges, and I had bought a brand new cord for it, and it was one of the very first ones I ever got. When my children were growing up, I really didn't have the extra money to buy anything for me. It all went on them. And now that I'm in my senior years, I just wanted to show you this. Now that I'm in my senior years, I'm able to do that. My children are in their 30s and 40s, y'all. Okay, so this is what I'm using, and it is 5 yards, okay, and it works good because you can sew over it and it doesn't gum up your needle. I like to use this, and whenever my Cricut is done, I'm going to see how well it cut, y'all. I'll pull it off, and I'll give it 2 passes, and then here's the nice die cuts. Beautiful. Okay, this is going into the garbage, and I will take my mat and I'll fold it like this to peel those off. And I had an idea about patches, friends. If that's something that you would like to see on Bel Anne Handmade or BR Gifts and Things or something like that, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know. Okay, so I had already, these are print and cut, if I can make them work. There's one, I've got one more sheet to go. And then my sublimation, I keep saying that. My sublimated fabric is done. I'm going to sit and let it cool for a second because it is hot. Hot, hot. And then I'll put this on my mat, okay? And make sure it's good and stuck down. And then I'll stick this back on my Cricut Maker 3. And I'll push the button and I'll get my sublimated fabric. This is how I work. All right. Big reveal, or grand reveal, if you will. I'm trying to blow some little strings of fabric that was on my press here. And then I'll put that top part that was here back on the bottom of my press. I'll get another piece of fabric. I'll put that on the parchment, lay that right on top, and then I'll grab me, oops, no. Fabric goes on the parchment. I'm going to heat that up for 60 seconds, making sure it's in the middle, okay? of the press, and I have a 15 by 15 HTV Ront heat press. Okay, and then hit that again, and then I'll pull this off. That's the end of that. That's all that is, and this is my finished product right here. And then, okay, turn around, and because on my Cricut Design Space for a Maker 3, you got it there. It's kind of set up different than it is on the other ones. So everything is controlled from the computer, and then I can get that to work and then push start. All right. So here is the tie-dye camo that I have. These are my designs. So recap, not my design, but my fabric. I got those, and this one is mine. Okay? All right. So I'll just being clear, making clarity, and I'll save this. And I have the fabric, and I'm going to grab another print, and I'm going to put it on the press. And that is hot, y'all. I had showed the process of me sublimating and putting it on the heat press before, and it's a quick process. Okay, you can hear what I'm doing here, and I'm getting ready for market for next month, Lord bless. And press go, 400 degrees at 60 seconds, and then I'll take these, and I like to leave the plastic here for the fact that I can pull them out without doing that. So just so I can have a few. Whoopsie, sorry guys, sorry hitting the camera. I'll leave it like that. I'll go around the camera, and I'll stick it right back on my little pile I got right there. And now, while that is doing that, and I will hit the go button on the Cricut twice because I want it to have a die cut. I want it to go all the way through. Okay, so now I am going to open this up, and I'm going to take these, okay, and I'm going to put this here. I'm going to do this to that end, and I have been placing it right here where the 11 is, making sure I have them fairly across this line. There's the line right here close to me, and so I'll square it up right there, and grab another one, same thing, and this is like do it fast, get it done. And so let's see here, make sure I can get it as approximately as close to, there's the lines in my mat that's I'm lining it up this way with, and sometimes I can do the whole thing and sometimes I can't. So I'll line these up Since I'm doing this right now, I'll just finish doing this. And I ran out of these, and I need them pre-cut so I can be able to have them on the ready whenever I iron the heat and bond to the fabric. I had inquired about on the first third, it's called the Art Walk here where I'm at, and I inquired about it. I have not checked my email yet. Hopefully they will, but I have secured my spot for June 6th. It is called the Hangers Haven. If you want to follow along, and I'll be sharing photos of that and me in the booth and everything, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to try my best to record some of that. So, and if I do, it'll be over on my Patreon. Okay. All right. This one's done. Pulling that off. And seems like my sublimation is done. And I'm going to pull them off. It's just easier to do it like this because you can, instead of distorting the sticker, it really does make a difference. And I have 12 little stickers. See? Grab my other sheet, and there's going to be some other ones I really do want to get done, and these ones especially. Okay, and it goes right back into the Cricut and load it back up. Then I'm going to turn around here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the sticker paper. I always push more, and then I'm going to, just because that might be hot, I'm going to do this. It kind of cooled a bit, and I'll pull that off. And I'll put another fabric on. This is just the assembly line that I have going. All day yesterday, after I get all the administration and all the emails and everything else done, I'll do this. I pre-press my fabrics because I know it's I hit my table. I'm sorry. I pre-press my fabrics because from what I have found in my experience, the sublimation really shows up really well on preheated polyester fabrics. So and here's the process. That one's trash. It'd be great if I could use that again, huh? And then I got these little bits right here. Okay. Now, if you are going to use any sublimation, or if you purchase anything, they'll have care instructions for each one of the products that you purchase, or the crafting supplies that you purchase, to make absolutely sure that your projects stay and your products stay as crisp as the day you bought it. Okay? I suggest to spot wash or hand wash, or just kind of wipe it off be cautious about throwing anything in the wash. Nothing's going to turn out really good if you happen to go about it like that. Okay, let's try this one. This one's kind of like a brown. I'm going to put this back up here on my stack. And I got one camera, many angles. So hang with me. All right, tape it down and rinse and repeat, y'all. And get that in there. Push the button. Okay. And then I'll get back to this I'm doing here. And I just think that's just a little bit. I'm trying to even them up as best as I can. Okay. And this is what I do 5 days a week. Lots of good stuff going on in the background of Bel Anne Craft Studio, y'all. And my trash can's getting full. Here's a little tip if you happen to do this. These are, my printer only goes up to prints 14 inches. So it will never go wider than 8.5 by 14. So 8.5 by 14. So what I do then is I will take the 14 inches and then I'll measure it, which is 25. And then I'll go across with my ruler and make sure y'all can see that. And let me look right quick, y'all. Yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So I'll take my rotary cutter. It's just that much easier. And I'll line it up and then I will go right across. Now this, I'll set it aside, okay? And then I'll show you what I do with this one. Let me just show you right quick what I do. So when I do that, that is going to be 14, right? It'll always come out accurate this way. All I got to do is go half on it and I got the right amount that I need to iron on the back of my fabric, okay? Once in a while you'll have some that are a little bit more, but it's fine because all I got to really do then is kind of trim it off a bit, and any little bits that I might have that I trim off, I'll use them for something else. Like if I have my labels and things, I'll go and I'll use them for the labels, for my product labels. And then I'll go ahead and I'll leave this here so you can just see what I'm going to do. And just so you can see what I'm doing here. And I will go up to, see, what is that? 16. And I'll kind of match it up there. Make sure I've got that right. Get my rotary cutter and do that. Now, I've got what I need. And I'll put this aside. Okay. Sorry about my phone. I mean, when you're doing business, sometimes I truly like to go ahead and turn the ringer off, but sometimes it doesn't do that. So I'll keep doing this until I do this whole thing. And I'll roll the whole bunch out, the whole lot. And okay. And again, the purpose of this is to add stability to my products, whatever I'm making. And lots to do. And this one, I roll it out. And then let's see if I can't get this where I need it to be. I think right about there should be pretty okay. And then I'll get my ruler back out. And again, I'm going to measure this here. I'll go up to the 14th right here, and I'll go to the edge. And that is 25 on the mark of the 25, and then I will cut that. And then I'll go ahead and cut this one. I like to put it on a line so I can go from there. Gonna put right there on the 15 right there. Okay. I have been have started the process of prioritizing some things. Some of the products on the website are not there anymore. So if there's something on there that you like and that you've been eyeballing for a while, go ahead and get it, because I can't guarantee, because I'm moving product around and getting it ready for new product. Because it does no good for me to let it sit there in the website and nothing is becoming of it. So let me get this right here. I'm kind of lining everything up as best as I can. And then doing that, unfolding until I get to the end. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, this is kind of what I do. Typically, we'll get up in the mornings and do everything I gotta get done, and I want to be as professional as I can as it comes to my first market and represent my brand in a professional way. I don't want to come half-baked. Okay, I'm straightening it out here as best as I can. Okay, so I'll go 25 like I did before, and it's not going to be 100% perfect, but at the same time, it'll get me where I need to be. Prepping it and getting it all done. And then I'll kind of fold it here if I can. It's all wrinkly, so once I go through all these packages, I have already ordered on Amazon the roll, and I was pleasantly surprised to find that Amazon sold that. If I get a minute, I'll show you what I ordered so I can get this done. Okay. There we go. There's that one. and set these aside. These are ready to go. And then I'm going to do my heat press right quick because I don't want it to beep at me and cut off. It's done sat there and cooled. This will go back on the heat press. I can get a few of them out of there, out of a few sheets. And I buy the parchment paper by the roll, and they're like a dime a dozen. Another pre-cut fabric. Again, it's 100% polyester. And let me see if I can get that on there proper. And I'm pressing the fabric first. This is cooled. I'm going to pull this off. And I'm going to pull the sublimation sheet. It's already done. So the comparison of it was this one. It's done taking all the ink it's going to take to this. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. So vibrant. So vibrant. Okay. And I'm going to pull and see how time just flies by, friends. Flies by. I'm going to take that out of my way. Put this over here. I can get maybe one or two more out of that parchment. And then I'm going to pull off my, see, this is how I'm working, knocking several things out at once. I'm working on everything. So when I told you I'll be working on everything, I'll be working on everything. Okay. And all you who are Cricut owners, you know exactly what I'm doing. And now I am going to set that mat aside, and I'm going to put my other printed sublimation design on the press on the fabric, which is already hot. And oopsie, that is hot. Woo, honey. Woo, it's hot. So many things you can make with sublimated fabric. You can make book covers, and we've done those, journal covers, anything that you can think of. If you are a textile designer, you can take your textile designs and put them sublimated and make your brand with that. Okay, so getting close to being done here, and I am on my computer right quick. And I'm going to my stuff, and I'm going to grab some more little stickers that I made. They're already done. I didn't create them or anything. And then I'm going to put them on my little mat here. Okay. And then I'm going to print them. I just realized something. I have to flip them. Hold on, y'all. I got to mirror these because it says hand. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. That's if I was going to do. Okay, I did it right. Oh, no. Okay, so send to printer. I'm gonna send it to my 8550, and I'm gonna do one print just so I know y'all can't see, but it's just how I'm having to do this And you can hear the printer. And I'm going to take this off and put another fabric on. I have a lot of product to get done. And all the prepping I can do, I got to do it. Fabric's going on. And here is the, next one. It's going in the trash. And here is the fabric. Okay? Okay. Looks like my printer ran out of sticker paper. Hold on. Just bear with me here, y'all. And let me get some sticker paper here. And I'll show you what I'm doing. It's a big old box. That's why I didn't pull it in. This is my sticker paper I use. For any of you who are interested, it is 240 sheets. So I'm going to put that right back under here on my spot where I keep it. And I'm going to, maybe on the next go round, I will do the camera where y'all can see everything. How's that? I mean, I really thought maybe I can just, there we go. Load paper, done. I didn't put anything on there. Okay. So, next design, let's try. I need these camo. I haven't gotten one of these, I don't believe, but let me do this right quick. Because all of those are kind of down there where they don't. Let's see, which one do I want to get done? They're all going to need to get done. I'm pretty sure I got the majority of them. Yeah. So I'll do this one since it's sitting right here. I'll do this so I can get around to them easier, and I'll put this aside because this needs heat and bond. And I got my sublimation process going. I got to put this on the fabric. And then you hear my 8550 right behind or right beside me. It's printing stickers. The next 20 sheets of stickers. And then I'm going to put this probably one more time and I'll change these out. And go ahead and put that there and push start and back to this process right here. So just about to the end here. I'm gonna try my best to keep them kind of uniform here as best as I can. Okay, that one's kind of crooked there. This is pretty much what I'm doing, friends, is this. I'm going to do this so I can shake it out so it'll unfold, and then I can lay it back on the table. And there we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. And I'm trying to get them as close as I can right here. And they're going to be crooked. It's just easier for me to do it this way. That I can cut a bunch at once. Because I have a lot to do. And prepping for market. You can only imagine. You can only imagine. Okay, so we're going to cut 25. There's that. Line it up on the 25 mark here. And then do that. I think I'm going to set this aside for a second. I'm not going to do that. I want to go ahead and get these where they're manageable. And that's this one. And I'm just about to the end, so I'll get the very bottom. And go ahead and line it up to the line there. Yeah, just about to the end here. As soon as I get everything prepped for market, I'm going to be starting to get the workshops ready. I've been extremely busy, and if you have looked at the Patreon for crochet and sewing, go ahead and sign up. That way you'll be notified. Everybody who is a Patreon for the workshops get notification. I don't typically put those on Facebook. So I'm going to be starting to put them through email for those, and in a respectful way to those who have become subscribers to the website. And there's going to be things that I'm going to give them first look. So if you are not a subscriber, go ahead and do that as well, because I'm going to be getting busy, and I probably won't be putting everything on Facebook. But if you're a subscriber, you can guarantee that you're going to get notified out the door. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm cutting that. And once I cut these, I have gotten all the packages that I have needed of. And then I will go ahead and I will start ironing them on the fabric. Okay, so I seen it was kind of off right there, but that's okay. I'm going to make that work, honey. We're going to make it work. Okay. And let me see this. Make sure that's enough. Yeah, it's plenty. You're just going to have some to spare, which I will use every bit that I got. I have the mentality, waste not, want not. And get that. And then the leftover, I'll stick this aside, and I will use them as strips, and I'll use them for my labels or whatever else small little items that I need. Then I'm going to make this right here where the 15 is. Make sure y'all can see that, because I don't want to make it to where y'all can't see it. How about I'll pull them over here on 19. Okay, so right where that's at, and it's going to be crooked, I know. And get that. Time is running out. And then that's done. Okay, and then I'll set that aside, and I'll show y'all really quick what I printed. And these are the other stickers that I made, and it says handmade. Okay, everything handmade. These sticker, any person that buys anything handmade will get a sticker. My customers will get their stickers. Okay, and okay, I'm gonna get my fabric off the heat press. I'm looking at my time, y'all. I tell you, I'm all over everywhere. Right quick, I'll put these on the Cricut here in a second. I'm going to continue on with this, so just know I'm working behind the scenes. And I am truly trying to get everything ready. So all I got to do is load up, get ready to go to market, and I'll keep y'all updated on those dates and times if you're in the area. So that's it on that one. And if you're in this area, you can come and say hi to me. Say hi, Belle. There you go. Beautiful. And again, it's not ghosted. It's the fabric. Not the fabric, but the design. It's supposed to have, like, when you splot ink somewhere and it spreads. That's the effect I'm trying to go with. Okay. Thank you for hanging out with me. I know it's nothing probably exciting for everybody. It's my work. It's what I got to get done. I just needed to bring you along to show you the process of what I'm doing and getting ready for. And just hang tight and stay tuned. Become a Patreon. It's all I can tell you. Patreon, I'm going to be sharing a lot more. And again, why Patreon? Because I don't plan to monetize YouTube. Okay? I really don't plan to do that. I know they have a members area and stuff like that. That's fine. I think the members area I'm keeping it on Patreon for now. So I don't foresee it to be anymore. And if we all buy a drink that's more than $5 is going to get you a lot, and it helps to support me and what I'm doing here at Bel Anne Craft Studio. Thank you for joining me until our next crafting video. Bye for now.